This is Banyue, the new S rank Fire Rupture character coming to Zenless Zone 0 ZZZ in version 2.4 second half. Why second half? Because the first half character is dial in and she's not implemented right now. Dial in soon? Drive disc sets soon? They're not here yet. Oh yeah, Soldier 11 buff soon? That's happening, by the way. Anything can happen. Like, chat, the gloves are off. Anything can happen. We don't know what's coming. Of everyone. Do anything. Frick it. Evelyn's. Give me the Evelyn set. Why not? Where's my freaking Evelyn set? Maybe it'll be in this one. I would have thought no, but anything can happen. So yeah, this is Banyue. Do you remember Monato? I'd like you to meet the cooler Monato. Right? You know the cooler Monato? This is him. Are you looking to save money on top-ups? You should be using LD Shop. This is a top-up service for Zenless Zone 0, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Wuthering Waves, any gacha game of your choice. It is safe and reliable. You can save up to 22% off for your top-ups, and the Internaut membership normally costs $4.99 in the official store, but here it's only this much. It's very easy to top up. Simply enter your UID, server region, and shortly after, you'll get the product directly on your account. Get a 15% off coupon for signing up with my link below. You can also get an additional 5% off coupon. If you spend $80 in 1 month, you get a free Internaut membership. That is LD Shop with my link in the description below. Are you saving money? You should be saving money. So real quick at the top, I want to give a TLDR because there's a lot of text in this kit that makes it sound very complicated. It's really not. So let's simplify it. So Monato has 2 resource meters. He has the normal adrenaline meter, and then he has these rage points. Rage points, or the rage state, it's almost exactly like Monato, more or less. He can consume his HP to enter the rage state, but also he generates rage by spending adrenaline and doing other actions, like on-field parries. So it's not just HP drain. There are other ways to generate rage. When he enters the rage state, his EX special attacks become free and the combo becomes automated. What does that mean? Monato. No. Banyue has 4 EX specials that want to be used in sequence. When he is in the rage state, he will automatically use them. So by holding special. So it'll be boom, 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 boom. Kind of like that. You know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. Sorry, I can't get arms to pop out of my back, but I think you get the idea. So yes, as he does EX specials in his rage state, he's also regenerating adrenaline, which lets him do more EX specials later. Doing the EX special combo gives Banyue fire damage bonus, 32%, 450 sheer, and 40% crit damage. As a parry, which is hold back and special, and he has a unique dodge mechanic that is more complicated, or is less complicated than it sounds. Like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna try to do more Zenless content. More Genshin content is coming. Did you know most of you watching are not currently subscribed? You should subscribe. So that's the real quick and dirty TLDR. Additionally, I'm gonna tell you this up top. His best drive disc set is Yunkui Tails. Banyue is an EX special spamming DPS. Yunkui Tails, fire percent, crit rate, HP, or crit damage. 2-piece crit. Yes, you can use HP, but it is worse, or HP disc 5, but it is worse than fire disc 5. Understood? Glad we're on the same level. If this character gets a specific set, I'm gonna riot. There's no way. I refuse to believe that this guy is getting a set. Yunkui Tails is literally perfect for him. I refuse to believe it. This table, it's getting flipped. Come on. No way. Absolutely no way. Teams, hey, do you remember Monato? I think I do. The teams go something like this. Lucia Jafufu, Lucio whatever. Then if you don't have Lucia, you can use lighter Orphe, and you can use lighter Pulchra. All right, sound familiar? Cool, glad we're on the same page. Engines, he's got an S rank engine. His S rank engine gives Fire Shear for using, I believe it's EX Special and Assist follow-up currently. Yes. So guess what? Monato has an S rank engine option. It really happened. It really did happen. God damn. It really did happen. Bruh. Shocking. If you do not pull the S rank engine, your options are the Steel Cushion or the Gorilla Wisp. Banyue does drain his own HP, but it will not be regular enough to maintain good uptime on the 5-second conditional for Gorilla Wisp. So Gorilla Wisp might be a little questionable if you want to assume that crit rate. I certainly wouldn't currently. I certainly wouldn't. Okay, so let's talk mechanics. Banyue has 2 sets of basic attacks. If you press the normal button to do basic attacks, aka the mouse button, or I think it's B on controller. Is it X? I think it's X. The PlayStation button, he will do normal basic attacks. If you mash special, he will do a different set of basic attacks. Why? I don't know, it's kind of silly, but he has a second set of basic attacks on the special key. They generally all do more damage than the ones that are accessed from the basic attack button. It's possibly a very strange choice. Possibly a very strange choice, but he has 2 sets of basic attacks. That's kind of unimportant because you may not use them very often. When you input half circle basic attack, Banyue will start consuming his own HP to enter the rage state. So this is going to be a little awkward, but currently this is how you initially get him into the rage state. So when you enter combat, much like a bunch of other characters, you're going to set this up. So you're going to do half circle, hold basic, and he is going to start charging. How do you do that on keyboard? That's a great question. So if you're unfamiliar, in Zenless, there is this character named Nicole. She actually has half circle and full circle inputs for her EX special. No one ever really does these animations because they're not really worth doing, but they do exist, and you can mess around with it if they don't simplify this input. So let's see how this goes. Wait, you have to have 2 hands on the keyboard. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to have 2 hands on the keyboard for this. That's how I did this in 1.0. I will figure it out. Yeah, let's see if I can do it without, you can click. Oh yeah, you can. Or not. There we go. It's gonna look like that. It's gonna be a hold basic and spin. Come on. Work with me here, Nicole. Nicole, work with me. There we go. We did it. You could also use 2 hands on the keyboard. Hold special. That requires 2 hands on the keyboard. If you choke, she loses the ball. She screws up. Fun fact. You can drop the attack. She falls. But yeah. You shouldn't have to bind it to a mouse button. At least Banyue's is hold basic, so it shouldn't be that bad. There we go. I did it. I did it. We're good. Yeah, I got this. I'm locked in. I'm goated like that. But yes, that is how you access his rage charge. You're gonna want to do this at the start of combat. They will probably simplify this input. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If you're unfamiliar, there is a character named Lighter in Zenless Zone 0. Are you familiar with Lighter, chat? I'm going to show you Lighter's ability description. I'd like this on screen, please. This is for his basic attack. During the 3rd hit of the basic attack, drag the joystick and repeatedly press or hold basic attack to unleash a series of melee follow-up attacks Release the joystick to follow up with the 4th hit of the basic attack while performing the startup light punch of the 5th hit of the basic attack. Drag the joystick. Do you know what this says? It's a lot of text. We know what it actually is. It's if you hold a direction, lighter will infinitely loop the attack until you stop holding the direction. It's actually grief to use. It's literally the reason you can't hold forward with lighter. That's it. It's a lot of text for something so simple. So Banyue could get simplified just like this, where it's a lot of text to describe basically nothing. In theory. Yeah, that's why you never want to hold forward with lighter, because he'll never do B5. It is a weird thing. I don't quite know why it's there. So Banyue's input might get simplified to just hold direction plus basic. We'll see. We'll have to see, but that could get simplified. When Banyue's rage is full, he gets consumed by his rage. What do I mean by that? He enters the rage state. He explodes and enters the rage state. He goes, "Rah!" and enters the rage state. He also, okay, so in the rage state, I mentioned this earlier, but I'll mention it again. He will, by holding special, Banyue will automatically use his EX special attacks. And there is a finisher that he will also automatically use at the end. During the special attack combo, Banyue's dodge counter will not interrupt the attacks. So you can think of it like Genshin character Ito and Risley. So if anyone's unaware, if you don't know Genshin, this is Arataki Ito, numero uno. So he has a passive, which is his basic attack string does not get interrupted by dodging. So you can see the basic attack string here. See it? Okay. Now you can just throw a dash in there. You can also technically use it to skip a basic attack for Ito and Risley or Riasley. Rio the Slay. He has the same passive. So here's the basic attack string. So Banyue should be similar to that, where you're just able to dodge and not lose the combo. That's what it should look like. That's my reading of it. It sounds more complicated than it is, but it's actually very simple. So yes. The rage state is activated with, I believe it's hold basic. It will also automatically be activated if you fill it doing the charge attack. So in the rage state, the inputs are really simple. It's hold special. Ready? Hardcore Banyue gameplay right here. All right, this is my keyboard. Boom! And everything is dead. That's when he's in the rage state. Now, when he's not in the rage state, things get a little more complicated. He requires button combinations to access the various EX special attacks. And these are the ones that consume adrenaline instead of rage. So this allows him to generate rage to get back into the rage state sooner. It also just allows him to spend these resources and generally do more damage. So there are 5 EX special attacks. One of them is a counter. The counter is hold back and special. This is much like Isen. It can trigger perfect block. By triggering perfect block, he gets additional rage generation, and it can be followed up with his assist follow-up, much like Monato. Besides that, there are 4 EX specials in his EX special combo. Let's start at the top. So there are variants of EX Special 1 and EX Special 3. The inputs for the variants are the same. The variant just means that they can be used without requiring a assist follow-up, dodge counter, or existing EX Special attack. So these can be your combo openers if you don't open your combo with an assist follow-up. You probably want to open up your combo with an assist follow-up, so it doesn't really matter, but this makes you not dependent on the enemy attack. So that's kind of a big deal. You're going to want to know that EX Special 1 and EX Special 3 can be your combo starters. EX Special 1 is Special Special Basic. EX Special 2 is Basic Special Basic. EX Special 3 is Basic Basic Special. And EX Special 4 is Special Basic Special. They got all the button combinations in here. What does that really mean? Right now, actually nothing. One of them does a little bit more damage, but it might be a longer animation. I think you can theoretically just use the same attack over and over again, right? If we can't we just use the same attack over and over again? You can only access the finisher in the rage state, right? So it doesn't really matter. You can kind of just mash as long as you're not doing the same input 3 times in a row. Or yeah, it seems like it doesn't really matter. You need 4 different specials in the rage mode to get the finisher. It requires to be being in the rage mode. I'm pretty sure. Let me look. Normal attack, Kaishan Extreme. When he has angry points and has released 4 different EX specials in succession, long press special to consume 1 angry point. Yes. If you want to use the finisher outside the rage state, then yes, you need to do all of the different attacks. But if you don't care and it doesn't matter, as in you use the finisher in the rage state, then it doesn't matter. You don't care. You don't care which EX specials you use outside the rage state if you don't have the anger point. So this could either be very complicated or just straight up not matter. One or the other. Yeah, his finisher requires a resource that you have to enter the rage state to get. Every time you enter the rage state, you get the resource. The fire damage buff has a 30-second duration. It's only activated during the rage state, so he just has to enter the rage state every 30 seconds to keep that up. Possible to permanently be in the rage state? No. It is not possible to permanently be in the rage state unless you pause to drain your HP. So let me rephrase this. When Banyue enters the rage state, he generates a rage point. The rage point can be consumed for a finisher attack. The finisher attack is automatically activated by pressing special or continuing to hold special after his 4th rage hit combo or rage combo hit. These are the attacks that are automatically used in sequence during the rage state. So during the rage state, he will automatically activate this attack. I believe he only gets 1 charge per rage state, but if you do not do the finisher while in the rage state, you will have to use all 4 EX special attacks manually in sequence, or in any sequence, but you don't want to overlap. That's to use his anger point outside the rage state. If it ends up not being a big deal, or that rage state, the rage point gets easily consumed during the rage state, then this kind of doesn't matter. And we don't have to worry about it. And you can kind of just mash buttons and do whatever, as long as you're still using adrenaline. Because this having to do all the attacks in sequence won't really matter. If it does matter, then you need to know what the attacks are and you need to know how to use them. Technically, one of the attacks does do more damage currently. That is EX Special 2, which is Basic Special Basic. Each of these attacks consume 20 adrenaline, by the way, but EX2 does more damage for the same adrenaline. So if we don't have the anger point, I don't understand why we wouldn't just spam Basic Special Basic and just spam that attack when you don't have the anger point. I don't understand why you wouldn't, actually. Since it doesn't matter, there's no reward for doing them all without the rage point. Am I cheesing this? Maybe it won't work, but I have to mention it. I have to mention that there's a chance all this input stuff just doesn't matter and you only use one of the attacks. It's probably the simplest way to treat him. So let's talk about Banyue's rage consumption or rage generation. He gets 0.5 rage for every 1 adrenaline consumed. He gets rage for launching a defensive assist and defensive assist follow-up. And he gets rage from using his parry and getting a perfect block with his parry and dodge counter. So much like Isen, the rage goes up to 120. When rage is full, he can enter the rage state. So you could think about it like this is Isen if instead of ults, she just did more EX specials. There's a lot of text in Banyue's kit for a kit that is technically very simple. So I understand there being a ton of confusion about it, but it's really not that confusing. When you have the chance, or when we have the chance to kind of sit down and play him, hopefully it won't be very confusing. I think we can blame the descriptions for making the character seem more complicated than he is. But yeah, that's what's up with Banyue. We can try to talk about the damage that he does. I have some estimates in mind. Yeah, he's better than Monato. He's probably better than Evelyn too. But it's kind of really hard to tell exactly. It's very early, and I think a lot of the numbers in his kit are placeholder, as in not final. So it's kind of irrelevant. It's pretty irrelevant. Him being fire is genuinely really good. Because Banyue is fire, I will gas him up a little bit more than I am Yidari, simply just because it's a more valuable attribute right now, and there's less content that stops him from being as good, or stops him from easily clearing. Otherwise, he seems a little similar to Yidari, but I think being fire just kind of makes him better. Hot take. Okay. Regarding pull advice, yeah, I would strongly recommend you pull Lucia if you're interested in Banyue. But if pulling Lucia means you won't have enough wishes to guarantee yourself a Banyue, why gamble? Skip Lucia. Penyon Hu is still a good character. Believe it or not, despite what big content creator will tell you, yeah, you can still play Penyon Hu. You can save resource. Whew. So yeah, that's what's up with Banyue. It's a lot of complicated inputs, but it's not. It shouldn't be that complicated in practice. I have seen people simp for this character in ways I've never seen before. I have never seen people go this feral for a gacha character. I think it's because he's huge. Bruh. People are down bad. And you know what? Faced. Anyway, Banyue, he's pretty cool. Bye-bye.